You're going to hear an audio tape of Grandma Iole Banker, Grandma Iole Martinat Banker, Martinat. And I'm going to show you photos of the family. I remember that stuffed animal there, that dog. I really liked that dog. It was one of my favorite toys when I was little. It looks like it was at a hotel, maybe for New Year's. Not sure where we were. Okay, and Grandma Iole is going to be speaking in her Prustinank dialect for part of the time.
Ure e di la storia cum ng buja la ka 9855.
So now she's going to tell us the story of how they bought Buja Laka, the house that was at the 9855 property. So this is when they already owned the little ranch, you know, but they didn't have, you know, houses everywhere. They just had empty land, and they wanted to, you know, have a house, and so you know, put an extra house there, either build it or move one, which is what they did.
9855 Arcadia. English? Now I'm going to tell you the story of how we moved the house in 9855 from Los Angeles to Arcadia. We found this house. They were getting ready to put the freeway in. I believe it was the 10.
Oh, I thought she told me once it was more like the Hollywood freeway or the 110 or the 101, something with a 1 in it, I thought.
They were getting ready to put the freeway in. I believe it was the 10. And it was past the main part of... I forgot someone this.
So now she's going to try to talk in the Piemontese dialect, the Prustinank dialect.
Forgot someone this. Nang vista ka Prabuja and Tarjuno.
We saw this house to buy one day or one afternoon.
Nang vista ka Prabuja and Tarjuno. Em sundamade, mamami, kung fazing tutel mating ang partin, upper kanang dunas to cafe. Yara, let me see. Kaya yara di tapet Alvarado, un po' pasa la ciudad de Los Angeles, por West Los Angeles. Cita, what's that? Town. Town is Cita. Town, Cita. So
Cita.
it was about where, near Alvarado Street? Yeah, okay.
So it sounds like, I think Grandma Iole would maybe have coffee in the morning with her mom, Ida, and then they would drive around looking for houses for sale. This one caught their eye. It was in Los Angeles, kind of near Alvarado Street, more or less.
And La Vista and Yara Grossa. Bob, I know que Baba voy sempre tudo grow. Iburing 5 milaski per takatari.
So they liked the house because it was pretty big. And I think she said Grandpa Bob always liked things that were big, like, you know, kind of wanted to outdo his cousins in Iowa that had the tire business, who were much richer with a big farm and everything. And I think it cost, this house that they saw cost $5,000 skew.
Yeah, okay. And La Vista and Yara Grossa. Bob, I know que Bob volvió sempre tudo grow. Ibuling 5,000 skew per casa. $5,000. You had a fireplace.
Yeah, there was a fireplace.
$5,000. You had a fireplace.
For rooms for sleeping, so 4 bedrooms. And it was quite large. It was almost too large. So she told Bob to come and look at it, and he came and looked at it. Nelaves, I think he saw it. I'm not sure. Maybe she said, you know, he came to see it that night, or, you know, anyways, he saw it at one point. And Grandpa Bob said, yeah, I like this house. So they only offered $4,000 for it. They didn't want to give the whole $5,000.
You offered them 4,000 5,000.
And, you know, they said, okay, 4,000. So it's good. Grandpa Bob and Grandma Iole negotiated and tried to get it for a cheaper price. That was smart.
You offered them 4,000 5,000. Navinda Bujola, Lolila Costa Sordi, e poi Navinda fa Navinda Bitatutlu Foundation of Suits. You had to put the foundation on first. It was prim, but you know, now Mira Sculini, now is up Fatutli.
See, it cost them money to put the foundation and everything, so they didn't want to spend quite so much on the house itself.
I guess Kanta nang fini fatut Lada 8 minusky, klaka kusta 8 minusky.
By the time you put the foundation down and moved it and everything, the whole thing cost $8,000.
And porque naving terrain.
That's the ground?
Yeah. Ground, terrain. Naving vendu mass. Narcotic and vendu mass.
Yeah, you said you sold half.
So, I guess the ground, like the soil or something that they sold, you know, I don't know, they sold the dirt to make a foundation or something.
By
the time you put the foundation down and moved it and everything, the whole thing cost $8,000.
And porque naving terrain.
That's the ground?
Ground, terrain. Naving vendu mass. Narcotic and vendu mass.
Yeah, you said you sold half of it, but why do you still have the corner house on Golden West 9805?
Porque quando ele era la via per andare a 98.
Oh, that was where your little road was, your dirt road?
Era la via. Porque era para la via.
So, I asked her, you know, if you sold out of the 2 acres, if you sold the 1 acre closest to Golden West, then, and only kept the other acre that was towards the end of the cul-de-sac, why did they still own 9805, which is on the corner, you know, of Golden West? And she said, well, that's where we had our little road, because there wasn't a street yet. So in order to get back to the property at the, you know, farther back away from Golden West, in order to get back there, they needed to keep their road, so they kept that land, or something like that.
Naving terrain.
That's the ground?
Ground, terrain. Naving vendu mass. Narcotic and vendu mass.
Yeah, you said you sold half of it, but why do you still have the corner house on Golden West 9805?
Porque quando ele era la via per andare a 98.
Oh, that was where your little road was, your dirt road?
Era la via. Porque era para la via. E canta gente está bom porque não is free para ali a gente que a catal nesta cá durante a esta dia era não chamar a esta gente se volem catar que tocli and added. We asked them if they wanted to add this little 30-foot by 100 and actually it was 100. It was 30 by 330 feet.
9805.
No, from Golden West to Grandmama's house.
Grandmama's house was 9835 before it had the 2-story put on.
300.
So that distance was the 330 feet, I guess.
No, from Golden West to Grandmama's house was 330 feet.
Grandmama's house was 35.
And so we offered them for them to buy it from if they wanted to buy it, we'd sell it to them. But they said no. Which está bom para nos Haiti. Porque
Nuzaiti is us. So I guess she offered, Grandpa Bob and Grandma Iole offered the 1 acre that was closest to Golden West to the people that they bought this house from, the 9855 house from the freeway. Maybe they said, hey, you know, we have this land. If you give us this house, you know, you could buy that land. And but they didn't want it, so that was good for us.
To buy it for 30 feet.
Grandma's house in 35.
And so we offered them for them to buy it from, if they wanted to buy it, we'd sell it to them. But they said no. Which está bom para nós aqui. Porque then nang decidi, well, nang bikatay ka kata, mas era subcore, era próprio core.
Core, ai. It was expensive? Expensive.
Hi, core.
Expensive?
Core. Allora nang that's kanta nang decidi, Barbara decidi, well, bikuma punaka da bujo. Well, that road, house to move. So está bom ma invente yang decidiu la via Emperor.
So Mentre is like, meanwhile, I guess the city decided to put in the street, the actual street.
Está bom ma invente yang decidiu la via Emperor. Yang decidiu, so naving papi da June qua via lì, perché era la via pubblica.
So there was no need, no objun, for them to, you know, keep their little path road that they had made, if, you know, there was now going to be a public road.
Okay, so once they built the public road, then you didn't need your little road anymore. But why did your road just go like 9805? Why didn't it go up?
It did.
But you didn't sell 9805
because we didn't want it.
Because
so we still had it. Allora Baba di, well, magari un pelo Fanacali.
So they still had the 9805 property. So Grandpa Bob said, well, maybe we should put a house there, you know, on that land, and maybe like rent it out or something.
Wonder why they didn't want the land? I don't know. I think tayo que yang ya papia que para le mangara yang pensa Picard, specialmente canta yang faz la via, porque by la via they could have sold lots facing like they did. Other people did. Ahora April nang decidiu que la mama and papa di Bob isunganu da Iowa aí está da Penuzati.
So Grandpa Bob's parents, Grace May Ellis Banker and John Lemuel Banker, the first, came out to they left Iowa and came out over here to California to live right next to Grandpa Bob and Grandma Iole.
What's that? Bob's mom and dad from Iowa decided to come to California and live here